Hello! As you can probably see, it's a Halloween look for today. Yeah, pretty much. I think each and every year around Halloween I do a Glasgow grin makeup tutorial, simply because to me it's one of the most gruesome effects to be had with makeup. And yeah, I just try to improve it each and every year, and this year I have scar wax. This was literally my first attempt at using it on my face. Like before I tried it on my arm, just to try it out and, practice it a little bit so I could at least, get the effects that I wanted. So yeah, this is what it turned into. Let's get started. I'm going to start out with some basic makeup that was still on my face, like a little bit of concealer and my eyebrows, and that's it. And then I'm using some scar wax. This is literally my first time actually using this on my face. I think this one is by Kryolan. And also I read somewhere that you should use a little bit of oil on your hands to make sure it only sticks to your face and not to your fingers. So I'm just using some makeup remover with oil to do that, and then smearing it on my face roughly in the line I want the Glasgow grin to be. And I'm like trying to do that while showing you what I'm doing, but that's pretty difficult, so yeah. I'm just doing it the way it's easiest for me, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm just literally just smearing it out. Gives sort of a weird texture, as you can see, which is pretty cool. And just keep playing with it until you're satisfied. Then I'm using a nail file, again with some oil on the tip, to sort of carve out the actual line. It's gonna be more like a carved out line than actually completely opened up, because that's not yet the skill level I'm at. I might do that next year. But yeah, this time I just wanted to do like it was carved on the face. And yeah, once I was done with it, I'm just powdering it off to make it a little bit less sticky. Just using regular face powder for that. And then it's onto face paint. I'm using the Kryolan Aqua palette. And starting out with black face paint and a detail brush. It's actually a eyeliner brush. Well, it's actually my eyeliner brush, but it's originally a nail art brush. It's a very thin brush is what I'm trying to say. And then I'm just using red eyeshadow from the BH Cosmetics 120 color palette on the fluffy blending brush to make it look irritated, really. If you don't have any red eyeshadow, you can also use a blush, of course. As long as it's red, it's good. But yeah, I'm just putting it on there, sort of blotchy and uneven, and yeah, just really like irritated skin and irritated face really, so I'm also putting it around my nose a little bit. If you apply too much, just rub it off a little. I didn't powder my face or anything or apply any makeup on it, so that's just easy enough to do. At this point I really felt like I was starting to look ridiculous. And I also applied it around my eyes. I wanted my eyes to look a little bit sunken. So yeah. And then I also did the same thing with black, to make my eyes look even more sunken. So yeah, I wasn't really going for a smoky eye, but I did sort of blend it out a little bit. But it's the fun thing about Halloween looks, it doesn't have to be perfect. And of course also underneath my eyes, just to sort of counter the concealer that was already there. To make it look a little bit more, again, smudged out. And I also made some bruises with blue and purple on my forehead and a little bit of green. Just keep layering it on there until it looks good, really. I had no idea what I was doing, so yeah, it worked out fine anyway. And I also applied a little bit of those two shades around my mouth, again to make it look bruised, like irritated, bruised, like obviously something not fun was done with it to make it look that way, so yeah. And then I made some sort of black smudged out tears. Really what I used for this was, like you use water obviously for the aqua palette. And just a mixing water that I like clean the brush in for it with the black face paint. That's really literally the water I use for this. Like it will dry, but it's still gonna look cool. And really that's just the easiest way to get this effect. And to make my eyelid a little bit more blotchy, I also did the same thing there. Just rubbed it over there a little. And then I used the blending brush again, but this time with red face paint, to make some more wet-ish blood, like more blood instead of irritation. And just kept smearing it and dabbing it, and also use your fingers a little bit to like smear it out a little and to blend it out. And I was trying to let the most red be like literally on scratch or scar or carving, however you want to call it. And then I just went over the black again to make it look a little bit more deep. And then it's time for fake blood. I actually bought fake blood, but I bought it after filming this, so I'm still using my trusty old Essence lip gloss. It tastes like cherries. It's very nice. Anyway, I just applied it on my lips and also on top of the carving. And then it's time for the fun part, which is just applying a whole lot of blood all over the face. So yeah, in the corners of my mouth and of course all the way underneath the scratch. And really just keep applying it until you think it's bloody enough. So yeah, I applied quite a lot. And then looked into the viewfinder and was like unable to not laugh at myself pretty much. Yep. And yeah, then that's the final look. I hope you enjoyed watching this. It was really fun to film. I hope I'm still going to improve it next year. And yeah, it's a really cool thing to do for Halloween. Not for a Halloween party with children preferably, but just for an adult Halloween party. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye! Even. And also add a little bit of red underneath the wing and underneath my eye to tie it all together.